Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of our Soul Aligned Business Makeover Challenge. Let me just say, if I look like I'm sleeping or like I just woke up, that is because I just woke up. I'm going to be sharing this out to my Facebook group so that those who signed up for the challenge get to see it, and I'm going to be sharing it to my personal page as well so people over there can see it too. But if you have not yet actually signed up, like actively put your name and email in for the challenge, you want to make sure that you do so. And you want to make sure that you do so right now. Go to chanel.com and sign up, because only the people who sign up for the challenge using their email address, they get some special bonus resources, including bonus audios, bonus trainings, extra things, bonus PDFs, all kinds of good stuff. And they also get access to a private, secret, exclusive Facebook group where I'm going to be sharing this video into, right? And you want to get access to that. And the only way you can get access to that is by signing up for the challenge. So if you haven't yet actually signed up for this challenge, you're watching the videos on my Facebook page or on YouTube, this live stream, then you want to make sure that you sign up at chanel.com. I will leave the link in the comments. It's SHANEIL.com. Now, like I was saying, if I look like I just woke up, it's because I did just wake up. As most of you know, I live in Italy. We're gonna get into today, don't worry. We will talk about what we're gonna be doing today, where we look at your iconic process and your magnetic, mesmerizing model, the thing that's gonna make you world famous, the thing that's gonna make you #uncopyable. I did not create the term uncopyable. I think somebody actually has a book by that name, but I say #uncopyable. The thing that's gonna make you really, really an icon. So let me just share this, like I said, into my group. Share it to my group. And yeah, so this morning, like I had my coaching clients this morning because Tuesdays is one of my coaching days. But after I had my coaching day, we have lunch in Italy, and in Italy we do something called riposare, which means we rest. It's kind of like in Spain, where after lunch you go to sleep, you rest. So I was taking a nap. So that's what I was saying. If I look like I just woke up, I did. Okay, so your magnetic model and iconic process, guys. Ooh, when I say iconic process, I really do mean that, because when you have this thing, you will never ever have to look at what anyone else is doing ever, because you have a process, a model, an iconic model, something that is unique to you. So I'm just sharing this here. One moment. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience as we share this out to all the people who need to see it, because we cannot not let these people see this. They need to see this. This is important for them to see. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh my God. I'm sticking my tongue out. All right, so it's been shared. All right, I'll have my computer here, but I will make sure to turn it down, put the sound on silent so that we don't get any notifications like yesterday. So if you have not caught up with yesterday we talked about what your soul aligned business is really meant to look like. We looked at your vision. Now there's so many more layers to that. What we did yesterday was just the tip of the iceberg. And of course I did talk yesterday about my program, Magnetism Unleashed, where I actually coach you and channel for you to figure out what that mission is, what that divine soul path really is for your business, where you're meant to be going, what you're meant to be doing. But today, what we're going to be talking about is your magnetic model, right? Your magnetic model, your iconic process, the thing that is going to make you award-winning, right? Now, every single person that you know that has a service or that has a legacy, that has, an impact, something massive that they're doing in the world, there's always a way in which they work. And I always use Tony Robbins because I think he's the general example that most coaches will understand. But if you think about someone like a Tony Robbins, right? He has very specific ways and processes and techniques that he uses to get his clients results. This is also something that he uses to train his team and train his people, right? But it's his process that he created, or that he pulled from different places, as well as using his own gifts and stuff. And That is why he works so quickly. That is why think about the first person to ever do hypnosis. That was something divinely inspired. Okay, say this, bring the person to this relaxed state, then go into the subconscious mind. Like the first person to do hypnosis, that was a process that was invented by a person. If you think about the first person to do like a past life regression, the person who created that took people through a process. The first person to do Reiki, that's a process. That was a divine, iconic, magnetic, award-winning process that someone created. That person who created that had to receive that insight or receive that download of how to do that process. Like, imagine the first person to do like a hypnosis session. You're like, okay, close your eyes, no, go deep within, and you're like, when I snap my finger, imagine the first person to do a hypnosis session. I mean, that person created something iconic. Now, people all across the world know what hypnosis is. Same with the past life regression, same with Reiki, same with any kind of transformational process. There's a concept, there's a step-by-step. And it's not that these processes don't work, and it's not that you don't want to use them or embody them or use things from them or embrace them. But I want you to know that what you are created to do, what we talked about yesterday in day one. So if you haven't watched day one video, please go and watch that. But what we talked about in day one was your vision. And your vision has a divine process. So it's not just what you see Oprah doing or Tony Robbins or Marie Forleo or Gabby Bernstein. There is something within you that is meant to be birthed into the world, your unique process. And one of the things about my work and the people who I am divinely assigned to serve, is that they don't just play small. They're not just the average person. They're usually catalysts. They're usually people with like a big mission to change, make up like a massive impact and change like a whole lot of lives. Usually those are the people I attract. And when you are that person who's going to be serving a lot of people, it is safe for you to have your own process. It is good for you to have your own process. You need your own process because the work you're meant to do is unique and it's going to be soul driven. And the people you're meant to serve, it's not assigned to everybody else. They're assigned to you. So your process, and remember, your pain, your childhood trauma, the things you've gone through, the desires of your heart, your wins, your goals, your tears, all those things have created your experiences and have given you this like a purse, like a little purse, like a handbag full of tokens and things that you can use to create this process. And you don't even realize that you have this ability because it comes so naturally to you. It comes so easily to you, this process, this thing that you do. And when you do it, people are getting results and you're not really understanding why. Or you know things about people and you don't really understand why it is that you know that. Or you kind of understand that you're intuitive, or you know that you know it because you're intuitive, but you aren't understanding how it works, why it works, or why it's special. So I'm going to give you an example of a client of mine. Now, she's an intuitive, and maybe you're watching this and you can relate. She's an intuitive, and she's a intuitive, and she was doing business coaching with her clients, but she wanted to teach relationships, and she would be talking to people and she would know exactly what problem and things going on in their life that needed to be healed to get them to have a $10,000 sale, right? She could just have a conversation with them, and based on that conversation and the gifts that she had, she would be helping them to book a $10,000 sale. Now, here's the problem. Because she didn't understand what she was doing or why it worked or how it made her unique or special or different, she just thought, well, my clients made a 10K month, yay. And she's like promoting it like on her social media, yay, my client just had a $10,000 sale, cash sale or whatever it is. And she's excited about it, she's happy about it, but she didn't really understand how she got her client to that result in one session. Like, she knew she was a good coach, she knew she could listen, she knew she could intuit what was going on, she knew she had like intuitive abilities, but she wasn't really sure of what her process was. And so what would happen is she wouldn't be able to replicate it. Because that's the thing. If you know you take let's look at like a smoothie. If you take a banana, some spinach, and like almond milk or whatever, you blend it, you're gonna get that specific taste, texture, flavor in your smoothie. But if you don't know what you put in the blender and you don't remember like how much or what you did, like it's not going to taste the same. It's not going to get the same kind of results. You'll get different results, hit or miss results. Sometimes your smoothie is going to be too watery and too runny. Sometimes it's going to be too thick and sludgy. Sometimes it's going to be like too vegetably. Sometimes it's going to be too fruity. Sometimes it's going to be too milky, like, or too almond milk or whatever you use. Like, if you don't know what the process is, you're going to keep getting the same results you're gonna get hit or miss results every time. And so this is why, even though we looked yesterday at what your vision is, how you do that, how you execute. So let's think, and by the way guys, I see you on here. Do not be shy. Comment and let me know that you're here, because I see you. It's like you're right there. So comment, be like, hey Chanel, I'm here, and so that I can talk directly to you and your specific business. But yesterday we looked at Tiffany, and we looked at Amy, and we looked at Denise, and we're looking at some other people, right? And when we looked at, for example, Tiffany and Denise, let's look at Tiffany and Amy. So Amy, for example, doing these events, that kind of thing, being the leader with the women who need to be chronically awesome, right? That kind of thing. Or Tiffany, who's working with the corporate women and helping them to not be stressed and not just always being in their masculine and always in the structures and the boxes, right? We looked at these things. This is what they're meant to do. But there is a specific how it's done. Yes, that's what you do, but how do you do it? What's step 1? What's step 2? What's step 3? What's step 4? What is the step-by-step process that you take this client through that gets them the result quickly? Because here's the thing, or not just quickly, but gets them, quickly actually, gets them a good, solid result immediately. And why is it that we want that to happen? It's because when you're working in your divine container, which we talked about yesterday, when you're working your divine container, and when you are understanding your process and you're executing your divine process, and here's the thing about your process, no one else does it that way. When, for example, the people who sign up for Magnetism Unleashed, right? When they come into the program, they're aligned, they're assigned to me by divine assignment to be in the program. And when they come into the program, I know that as a catalyst, as a world changer, as a future legend, as a future icon, they need this first. I know they need that next. I know they need that next. And it's not just about surface level transformation. It's the deep, real inner bowels of what's going on with them. That's why yesterday I was able to say, Tiffany, it's the judgment. Think bigger, like this is why I was able to call these ladies out yesterday. You guys were like, oh my God, Amy, you're here. I'm with you, Chica, power tools in hand. So let's dive in today. Okay, no worries. We're glad that you're here, right? And so when I call them out, or when I call you guys out who joined the Magnetism Unleashed program, it's because I know that that's the transformation that needs to take place then. And just like I know for you, you also have a specific process, Amy, that you need to be doing with these women. So it's not just, okay, you're going to have the retreat, which let's say you have events, you have live events, and we talked about this yesterday for you, Amy. So you're sitting in this room, everybody's on like cushions, and it's like really, really swanky, really nice, just really laid back, chill, but like so energized, so connected, this powerful space, right? This is your zone for your people, your tribe. But it's not just to get them to the event and have them sit there. What are you doing with them? What are we doing with them in the first part of your event? What are we doing with them in the second part of your event? What are we doing with them on day 2? What's the follow-up sequence that they go through? What's the process that they have before they come to the event? All of that is a part of your divine soul aligned business, because your divine soul aligned business doesn't just have it's not just about the vision of this is what I'm meant to do. It's also about the process, the step-by-step process. So this is the next step, guys. So day 1 in the makeover, we look at, all right, how am I playing small? How am I supposed to go bigger? What is my next level? What is my next chapter? And today, day 2 is, all right, so if that's my chapter, if that's what I'm meant to do, if that's who I'm meant to serve, how do I actually do it? And here's why it's important for you to know exactly how you help them, how you do it, what you do first, then what you do next. The reason it's important is because when you know how your process works and what you're doing with them, you don't even think about any of the other people. No one else exists because no one else has your process. Like, there are many people who will help you with getting clarity or finding your life purpose. There's many people who will help you, like rebrand. There's many people who will do different things, help you to make money in your business. But when I do my work, like you asked the question yesterday, Amy, about should you niche or should you not niche? When I do my work, there's this comprehensive, complete set of services that my people receive in the container because they're divinely assigned to me by divine assignment, right? They're aligned to me by divine assignment. And so with your woman, Amy, it's like that. It's like, what is it that you're divinely called to do with them the first day? What is it that you're or the first hour, the second hour, the third hour in your event? When you're doing the one-on-one or anybody who's working with you privately, or you're doing corporate consulting, that's a whole other ball game. That's a process. So speaking of corporate, one of my current clients, he's a medical doctor, and what we're helping him to do is actually step into his next level, which is having medical and health impact for corporate companies like Nestle, like the Coca-Colas, like the Unilever, these kinds of levels of companies. And what's happening is he has 2 clients, technically speaking, 2, right? So the first one is the executive client, in the company, who is burnt out. They have lots of tension in their neck, they're stressed, their home life is very stressed because they bring home work, all that kind of things, those kind of things. And he has one process. We've literally pulled out of him his divine process with that person and what it is they're meant to do step by step to get them the result, to the point where they're gonna be like, how do you know this? Like, you're reading my mind, And those specific steps came from, 1, of course, I read for him, I was channeling for him, and 2, because I understand how his different aspects of his business work and what he's actually really, really good at, what his soul is bringing forward. Then that's different than what he has to say to corporate, because corporate, when they're going to sign him on, it's a different conversation. It's a completely different messaging. What they're looking for is a completely different thing. The end result is the same, but what they're looking for is different. So there needs to be a process that's catered to the corporate, like the Nestle and the HR department of Nestle, or the executives of Nestle who signed him on, right? Who signed the agreement with the contract with him for his work. So why is it that I'm bringing this example of this specific client? Because for years, this man, this incredible, powerful soul, just like you guys, and most of my clients are women, but I do have some male clients as well. But this man is a powerful, powerful soul, and he's been a medical doctor for years, always had patients, always touching lives, always healing people, because he's a medical doctor, he's been healing people, right? And his method of healing is not just strictly from the scientific perspective. He's a holistic person because he's also trained in NLP and as a coach and all those kinds of things. So here he was doing his impact, giving his impact. But he was relying heavily on NLP. He was relying heavily on his license as a medical practitioner. He was relying heavily on all these accolades to let him know, okay, I can charge for this. Okay, I can help people in this way because I am professional, I'm trained, I'm certified. What he wasn't seeing was the next level of what he's called to do, which is what makes him magnetic, which is what makes him a legend, which is what makes him iconic. And it's the part where what his soul is birthing forth anyway. So when you take what your soul is birthing forth and you add it to the things that you have as experience, your accolades, like all the things, like for you, Amy, like the times when you were not well and you know what that felt like all the experiences, good and bad, as well as the soul message within you, that's what creates iconic, mesmerizing, a magnetic model that no one else has, no one else can create. Because think about it, Amy, the certifications or trainings or studies that you've read and books and things that you've read around health and female health and spirituality and connection and all these things. I mean, so many other people have read that too, right? But the difference is that your life, your experiences, your way of working, your way of being born and living is different than those people. Your soul's message is different. And so what happens is the people who are assigned to you, when you take all of this into your container, it's going to cause a ripple effect and a domino reaction of change in their lives. Without stress, without burnout. Seriously, without burnout. All right? Because even the same client I was telling about, the gentleman he's a medical doctor, like, what happened? Let me see. He invested in coaching with me on the Saturday, and by the following Saturday, he already made his money back, and I think it was by the Wednesday, he doubled it, something like that. He doubled his investment, and not just that, but it was more money than he had made, like, comprehensively the past however many months. And the next thing about it was that he said to me that he didn't do anything. He said he barely put any effort in, because the universe came in, God came in and showed up for him and provided him with the opportunities for people to pay him left, right, and center, because he was following the path with which he was divinely called to follow. All right? So, how do you discover your magnetic model, your iconic award-winning process? Well, on one hand, hi, me, I channel for you. And if you want me to channel for you, there are two ways you can go about doing this. You can go to my application form and apply for one-on-one coaching and invest $10,000 a month to work with me one-on-one. Or you can join us for Magnetism Unleashed. Magnetism Unleashed doesn't only give you tools and teach you, and it's not just a course where you learn stuff. Yes, of course you learn the things that help you to step into this path and make money doing it, and become world famous doing it, and touch 1 trillion gazillion lives doing it, and ditch the burnout while doing it. No more overworking. No, we don't do that. No, like, not only do you get those things, but you also create, I see someone else is on here, please comment and let me know who you are so I can shout you out as well. But not only do you learn those things and walk away with more money than you've ever made in your business, ever, than you would make in your old way of running business. The new one is going to make you way more. Not only do you have people reaching out to you for their podcasts and their TV shows and their blogs and their things and making you world famous, not only do you touch lives and actually have immense fulfillment. I remember so many days when I come off the calls with my clients and I'm just like crying, tears of joy, because I'm like, I get to do this work, and I'm like, oh my God, I really get to do this work. Like, I love doing this work. I love doing this work. I get to do this work. I get to do this work. I love doing this work. And you have so much fulfillment. So you have financial stability and overflow. You have fame and influence, where you're a go-to thought leader and an expert, where people call on you for answers, right? To teach the masses, to teach the people, and to uplift the world. But then you also have this incredible amount of fulfillment and passion that's stirring in your heart. And not only that, but you are not overworked or burnt out. Like I said, my client, he said he didn't put in any effort. We change because there are beliefs that are there. And while we're doing this work, you're getting coaching, and we're changing the beliefs. And so the next option is you could come to one-on-one and do that with me. I'm great. I will welcome you into my fold, and I will serve you and be your butt kicker and guide you into your next chapter. But if you know that you want to not just be in my community and be in my environment and get this transformation, the next option is Magnetism Unleashed. And the reason I'm talking about this program is because I know what it does for your life, for the people who you're meant to serve, for your finances, for your relationships. I've had clients who their marriages just like skyrocketed through the same work. Literally, we're not looking, we look at relationships in the program, But like the program is about your soul aligned business. Like it's about you stepping into like you 10.0. And I've had clients who they've gotten pregnant since working on this stuff, or they've gotten engaged, or their marriages have been fixed, resolved, fallen in love, making love like twice, 3 times, 4 times a week, you know, not to mention the money piece. Like they're making double, triple, quadruple what they used to make, working 1/10 of the time, because their soul is aligned and God, source, universe, angels, spirit guides, everybody's like, Holy Spirit's like showing up for them, pushing this person forward. Out of the blue, people who didn't know they existed are falling into their world. People just can't take their, like, I just want to be in this person's space. And they're like, hey, why does that happen? It's because when you unleash your magnetism is your soul's essence, that 10.0 version of you. When you do that, not just with the vision, but with the process, if every step you took people through was something that set your soul on fire and excited you, how amazing would life become? If you were touching people's lives and they were getting results immediately and their lives are changing and you don't have any doubts or fears of, am I good enough? Can I do it? What if it's really successful? Because I know for you, Amy, your fear is like, okay, but what if it becomes really successful? You don't even think about that anymore. That fear is gone. It becomes, oh my gosh, this needs to be successful. Like every time you open your YouTube and you see like an endometriosis video or some kind of female not being in her full healthy body or feeling down on herself because you look at the video on YouTube and you're like, people need my work, and then you just get excited and then you just like, it just spews out of you, like the message just like comes out of your soul and out of your heart, and you're sharing it, and people are like, oh my gosh, this woman is a ball of fire, she's a powerhouse. Who is this girl? Who is this person? And then they're like searching, and then they're like messaging you, and then they're like, I want to come to your event. How much is the ticket? Can I bring my sister? Hey, can I bring my best friend? And all of a sudden, then the best friend is like, can I bring my best friend and my other friend? And then like my sister, and it's like rippling out. And before you know it, you changed communities and communities and communities of women. And it is successful. And you are supported. And it's not the end of the world. You didn't die. You made the money. You touched millions of lives. Tons of lives. All these incredible, powerful women are right before you in your event. You're serving them. They're crying. They're getting breakthroughs. They finally feel understood. They finally feel heard. They finally feel like someone gets them. And you're like, wow, it's successful. And I'm happy. It's successful. And I made it. It's successful. And I'm filled. I'm filled with passion and love and joy. I'm ready. I'm happy. Right? And so all the fears begin to go away. Or even if they still come up, you understand how to move past them easier. So I'll give you an example of one of my fears. So for me, one of my fears was always around what people would think. You know, like what people would think, being rejected, anything like that. Because I grew up performing, being on stage and all of that. And I remember like if I would make a mistake, I would have to start over. Or like I remember if I got like 96% on an exam or 98% or something, I would hear like, where's the other 4%? So for me, there was this need to always be perfect, this need to always be perfect. Yeah. And like, you have to put your best foot forward. It has to be 100% and you have to be perfect. And if you're not perfect, then you will be reprimanded or rejected or people won't like it or whatever it was. So that was my big fear or journey and challenge throughout my whole entire business. I remember when I love being on video, and I think I'm amazing on video. I know I'm amazing on video. And I remember when I was back in 2013, 14, I was like, I started many YouTube channels and then stopped and started and stopped because I was just like, oh my God, more people are following me. What if people, I don't want people to know, oh my gosh. And it was just always like this hiding and being afraid of what people would think. And I remembered as I began to do this work for my clients, I no longer could tolerate those fears within myself, because for me to hold space for you, Amy, and say, Amy, don't be afraid of it being successful. And for me to hold space for you, Tiffany, and say, no, Tiffany, don't be afraid of judgment, or don't be afraid of what you think will happen if corporate people think, oh, well, she's dressed in yoga pants, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid of judgment. It's because I've gone through it. And I remember when I was making my shift, I had to break so many ties to these fears and to this old mindset and this old paradigm. And first I had to just be like, hey, like, get on live stream and just say fuck, like, just fuck, like, just talk about the word fuck, because I was afraid, like, no, I can't curse on live stream because what will people think? And then I remember I did another video. I'm like, hey, I want to talk about the seductress, sexuality, femininity, blah, 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 spirit guides, blah, you know, like crystals, like, say all the things that I felt like, oh my God, will they think I'm demonic or evil? Will they try to burn me at the stake, you know? And I had to move past that. And I had to be okay saying what it was I wanted to say. I remember one of the funny ones was when I started, this was back in 2017, oh my God. I remember when I started setting better boundaries with my clients. I was so scared. I was scared shitless. I remember I thought, like, oh my gosh, if I don't answer my clients' messages at 3 a.m. in the morning, they're gonna hate me. Or if they send me a message and I don't answer right away, they're gonna think, oh my God, she's a hoe. You know, like, she's a terrible person, she's a bitch. Like, and I remember 2017, I had a group that I was running, and I remembered I recorded a video for them. It was an orientation video. And I think I'm gonna add this video into Magnetism Unleashed as well as like a bonus, so that you guys can see what it looks like to be unapologetic and to not be afraid of judgment and to be afraid of losing people. And I remember in the video, I was like, I don't work on weekends. Like, guys, literally, like, regular people don't have this problem. Like, the normal people do not complain about the fact that they don't work on weekends. They're like, TGI Friday, I'm glad it's the weekend. But me, I was like overgiving because I was like, oh my God, I want people to like to see this. And I just remembered, I was like, I did a video, I was like, I don't work on weekends. If you call me, if you try to message me on a weekend, I may reply, but I may not reply, because I don't work on weekends. And I was like, and my weekends start on Friday. So I don't work on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So if you message me on Friday, I may reply on Monday, okay? Then I was just like, what else did I say? Back then, I think I was one of the people who, like, I had a VA, I always had a VA, but I was also one of the persons, I was like that perfectionist. I was also trying to answer all the customer service emails. And I remember one of the boundaries I put in place was, what was it? I was like, oh, if you have a question that has to do with tech things, excuse me, guys, yeah, I told you, I ate. So, what was I? Yeah, oh, VA. So I was like, if you have a question that is related to like the website or like login thing, email my assistant. And I was just like, oh my God. I just remember being like, but I did it, you know, like really, really afraid to say, guys, like, I don't work in the back end of WordPress of my website anymore. If you have a question, ask my VA, she'll be able to help you. Or like questions like, if you have a question, send it in, but I won't be able to reply on outside of my working time or my office hours. And if I reply on a weekend, it's because I want to and I'm just excited. Which a lot of times I do still reply on weekends, but it's literally because I'm like so excited to see what my clients are doing. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh my God. I'm like excited, which is different from the energy I had before, which was like, oh my God, I have to answer or they won't like me. And I think certain different things, you know, so every step of the way I had to let go of fear of what people thought. I remember even 2018, the beginning of 2018, one of the things I did was I did a live stream that was pushing myself out of my comfort zone about like wearing wigs, because I wear wigs, I love wigs, I like changing my hair, but I don't like to damage my real hair, so I like wearing wigs because I get to explore different hairstyles without damaging my hair. And I felt like, oh my God, if people know that I wear wigs, you know what I mean? And like, even the fact that I'm here now and I came on without makeup and I came on, hi Noemi, oh my God, girl, I have not seen you in a very long time. How are you? Wow, hi. Hi, Noemi. So good to see you. But yeah, like even the fact of coming on here, like without makeup, Chanel 2 years ago would not have done that. I came on this live stream with sleep still in my eyes from my afternoon nap, you know? I would never have done that. I would have woken up. Probably wouldn't have napped. I probably would have gone, done like a full face of makeup, put on lashes. And by the way, I still do that because I love looking extra. I love being like extra and a bag of chips and being out there and all that and a bag of chips. Like I love to be extra. And I had to let go of the fear of judgment. So if I'm extra, it's because I want to be extra, not because I'm afraid of what people think, right? So when I had to move past all of those things, every time, every level. Hi, Tiffany. Oh my God. Hey, girl. I mentioned you earlier in the first part of this live stream. So you want to go back and watch the replay to catch the first set of minutes where I talked about you and, the letting go of the judgment and all that. Because I'm sharing my own journey now of how when I step into my soul path, the fear of judgment, the fear of what people think, the fear of failure, the fear of success, all of that doesn't matter. It goes away because the woman who makes the money that I'm called to make, the woman who touches the amount of lives that I'm meant to touch and that I'm called to touch, the woman who serves you guys, she's not afraid of that. And for me to become her, for me to reinvent myself, remember guys, this is the Soul Aligned Business Makeover Challenge. For me to make over myself into the woman who is the highest version of myself, me 10.0, I cannot hold on to those fears anymore. I have to let them go. And it's the same with everyone here. Noemi says, you are looking all that. Yes, Noemi, thank you, girl. Thank you, right? So this is what I'm saying. The old Chanel would not have done that. She would have, seriously, she would have not taken a nap. So she would have come on here forcing herself to be energized. All right, now I don't have to force myself. I just napped. I just had a good afternoon nap after having my food coma from my pasta and my, tortellini pasta. Hello, the old Shani wouldn't have done that. She would probably just go in the shower and just wake herself up and then full beat face and full glam. And like I said, I love being all glam. And there are days when I do that. And I'm I live for my lashes and I live for a bold lip and I live for just fully flawless. But I know that me 10.0, the woman who touches millions of lives, the woman who is serving people, making a lot of money, impacting lives, expanding her business, the 10.0 version of me, she doesn't do those things because of fear of that she's not good enough. She doesn't do those things because of what people will think. She does it because she just enjoys it. She's creative and she loves to express herself, right? And so, as I was saying before Tiffany and Noemi came on, I was saying this to Amy, that when we become that 10.0 version of ourselves and we remake ourselves and make over ourselves into that highest version, we have to let the fears go. And it's scary. It is always scary. Before I made the video, remember I was saying earlier before you guys came on that I made live stream saying fuck on live stream because that was a fear of mine that, oh my God, if people hear me curse, they'll block me or delete me. Me coming on and saying, oh, the power of the seductress, embody your seductress, and talking about sexuality. That scared the shit out of me as well. I was just oh my God, all my Christian clients, they're gonna block me. Oh my God, all the people from my childhood and my childhood pastor, they're gonna think I'm demonic or I'm, going crazy, going to the left, going to the dark side. I had to let go of those fears and embody all of me fully, right? Yes, exactly. No, fully flawless and you're genuine you. Thank you for that. You're welcome. Fully, absolutely, fully, not fully. Get it? Fully, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, it's the same for you, Noemi, because even though the fact that you are able to say that, I know you are already embodying some of your true essence. But if you and I, girl to girl, reason with each other, there's more. There's a next level. Now, here's the thing, Noemi. Yesterday, I read for Tiffany and I read for Amy. And I can read for you now, too. And you know, Noemi, there's another level. There's a new chapter that you're being called to do that is scarier. It's about you making way more money than you're making now. It's about you becoming way more famous, touching so many more lives than you're allowing yourself to, because of whatever fear. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of emotion coming up around this for you, around like being hurt. And like, if you become famous, like what happens? So Noemi, tell me what that's about, please. Just comment and let me know. What's that thing about where if you become famous, like what happens? Or if a bunch of people know about you, what's the bad thing that happens? Like, what's the fear that you have? Because that's the fear that you have to get past. And I'm just channeling for you right now. Yeah, LOL, capital LOL. Of course you're LOLing, yes. Right? But it's the same. Like when you have, that's the fear that's holding you back from becoming the magnetic icon that you're meant to be. Because like I was saying in the beginning of this live stream, I attract catalysts. Nobody who comes into my work is a small player. They don't play small. They're meant to touch thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of lives. So that's why you're here. Tiffany says, yes, that's where the fear came from, my church friends and families. Let me tell you guys a little story. Okay, I need to put the computer down for this one because this is some tea. Okay, so if you have a cup, get your cup because this is some real tea. But I remember I actually know exactly when I developed that fear. Like I was saying in the beginning, you know, it started from childhood when I would perform and I would be told, oh, do it again. If you made a mistake, do it over. Or if I got 96%, I would be asked, where's the other 4%? So I had this like perfection, you know, thing. But I remember when I felt it petrify me and I found that expressing myself wasn't safe. I was 19 years old and I was living in Canada at the time. And I remember, I've lived so many places. I'm in Italy right now. But I remember when I was 19 years old and I was living in Canada, and I always loved playing with my hair. I love cutting my hair. I love coloring my hair. I have a purple wig. I have this wig. I love extensions. I have braids. I like shave my head off and then let it grow back. I had an afro one time. I've done every style in the book because that's one of my ways of it's like if I was a guy, I would probably be like a drag queen, like for real. But I'm a girl, so I just get to be a queen. Oh, yes. Right? But I remembered always wanting to cut my hair. And I remember people would be like, oh, but you have such long hair. Don't cut your hair. Da, 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 da. And I remember I was 19 and I was about to turn 20. And I took a razor, not an electric razor. You know the razor that you used to shave your armpits? Guys, you know those big yellow razors? I took one of those and I parted the front of my hair down like this. And I took the razor and I shaved the side of my head, all of this side. And then I flipped my hair over this way and I shaved the other side of my head. Guys, my head was like this, skin smooth. Okay, you did this, skin smooth. I shaved Bic razor, the one that you use, you know, the one we use to shave. Yes, girls. I shaved the sides of my head, and I remember I was feeling myself. I was so on fire. I was just like, and at the time, Will Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, she and I share the same birthday. She's 10 years younger than me. So I was turning 20, she was turning 10. And I looked at this 9-year-old and I'm like, well, she shaved her head. We're born on the same day. And I felt like she was giving me permission to shave my head. I was just like, I have permission. Plus I was living in Canada, so I was away from my like Caribbean church family and I was like free on my own. And in Canada too, like men walk around in skirts and it was just like, wow, this is the land of expression. I was just like, I want to express myself too, you know? And I was just like shaving my head off. And I remembered I was so excited that I turned on my webcam on my computer. This is like so poor quality of the video. And I started playing, I whip my hair back and forth, put my hair back and forth, you know, I don't know if you guys know that song. It's the Willow Smith song, Whip My Hair Back and Forth, that she wrote when she was 9. And I was like singing, I was like dancing. And then I was so excited. I felt this, hallelujah. Like I felt this, like my soul felt free, like, wow. You know, like I felt so alive. And I remembered I was so excited. You know, when you get good news, you want to share it with the world. So I took the video and I shared it with my Facebook friends and I shared it with my YouTube. I posted it on YouTube and I sent it to all my university friends, my college friends and I sent it to everyone. And I just remembered everyone was like, you're so crazy, but they're like, but I expect you to do stuff like that. I get it. Like they were supporting me. And I just remembered having some of my church family who at the time, like they're my church family, right? And I remember some of them messaged me, and one was like, oh, your mom would be so disappointed, because my mom died when I was 15 years old, and it was also her church family. And they were like, your mom would be so disappointed, she'd be rolling in her grave. And somebody else was like, oh, this is demonic, that hairstyle is demonic. And one guy even went as far as to say, I think she's becoming a lesbian. And like, guys, the things that were told to me because I shaved my hair, things dead. Remember, guys, hair is dead protein molecules. This is a dead molecule of protein, and it grows at a rate of 1/2 inch to 1 inch a month. So every month, this amount of hair is gonna grow out of my head. And I shaved my head, and it was like an abomination. And I remembered at that moment, I told myself, I created a limiting belief that it wasn't safe for me to be expressive. It wasn't safe for me to be creative. It wasn't safe for me to show up and shine and be loud and be extra. Or if I was loud or extra, I had to do it secretly for some people to see, but not everybody to see, because if they saw, they would judge me. And I'm telling you, I had that belief in the subconscious reservoirs of my mind. And I had it age 20, age 21, age 22, age 23. I started my business. Actually, I had a business before, but then I started my coaching business at 23. And I wasn't visible. I was invisible. I remember I paid $10,000 or $11,000, something like that, to be in a group program. And the mentor had an event at the Ritz-Carlton in Miami in the December of 2014. And I remember I went to this event in the December of 2014. And when there would be breaks, and she'd say, oh, go mingle, get to know each other. Guys, I'm an extrovert. And do you know what I did? I went into the bathroom, I closed the bathroom door, the stall, and I waited until I heard the crowd die down, and then I came out. I hid in the bathroom at conferences because I was afraid to express myself. And then 24, I was still invisible. I made $0. And I think 23, I made $0 in my business at 23. And then 2015 came, and I realized I had to stop watching what people thought. I had to step into my calling, even a little bit. And I did 3 videos. I did a 3-part video series. Each video was 4 minutes long. And I remember, instead of posting it on Facebook or YouTube or anywhere or Instagram, I posted it on Twitter, where I had like 0 followers. And I posted it on Twitter, and I used the hashtag of what I was selling. And somebody actually found the videos through the hashtag. They DM'd me on Twitter, and they said, Shaniel, I went to your website to book a session with you, a call with you, and there's no link to work with you. How can I work with you? That's how invisible I was. I didn't even have a button for people to book a call with me because I was so invisible. And here came this girl, and she signed up and she paid in full for my private coaching program. Why did she pay in full? Because for the first time, I stopped playing small, and I took one step. It was a tiny ass step, but it was a step nonetheless. And I took one step towards what it was I was meant to do. Boom, this girl came and signed up. Then as I got more and more bold, I did a 5-day challenge, and I remember, boom, there came 4 clients, one behind the other. I think it was like in a matter of days, 4 people signed up to work with me, and I was like, what just happened? And I continued to be more bold. And as I continued to step more and more into the me 10.0, that's when, instead of just having 4 clients, I had my first $5,000 month. And I had in 2016, I had consistent $5,000 months. And then in August of 2016, I doubled my income because I kept being bold. And I had my 10K month, consistent. And then I hit a glass ceiling. And I know this is like a life story, but I know every single story I'm sharing in this message here, you listening, you're getting something from it because you've been or you are at one of these levels and you are being called to step out of your comfort zone. That is why you're watching this video. You're not watching this by mistake. This is not a coincidence. Your soul, my soul, eons ago, before we emanated in this time and period on the planet, we made an agreement that I would be here to show up for you. And you made an agreement that you would be here to show up for yourself. So you hearing this right now, it's because this is where you're meant to be. But I remembered hitting a glass ceiling, because even though I stepped out of my comfort zone, I didn't step fully into what I was called to do. I was selling what I thought I had to sell. I was selling to people I thought I had to sell to. I was trying to be like my mentors. I was trying to talk like them, be like them, and it worked a bit. It got me to 10K months, but I just couldn't grow. No matter how hard I worked, I would work hours and hours and hours, and it just wouldn't work. And I remember I had a best-selling book by this time. I had been featured on Fox and CW. I had the logos, Essence logo, all these logos. And I was doing pretty well for myself. But I was so unhappy. So unhappy. I remember January of 2017, I had like this breakdown where I was walking on the road in public and just crying. And I didn't know why I was crying. And it was because my soul wanted to experience life. And the moment, and up until that time, I think this was by now the summer of 2017, I had up until that time, I think a 16K month in the June of 2017. And I remembered I was doing a launch after that launch, which was June, then July, August, I was doing another launch and nobody was signing up. And I also didn't want anyone to sign up because I didn't want to sell that program. I didn't want to serve in that way. I didn't want to run my business in that way. And my income started to go down. I went from consistent 5K, consistent 10K to 16K to having my income going down. And that was when I said something had to change. I cannot live like this anymore. I cannot play small anymore. And by the time I made that shift, guys, within the space of a few weeks, I made $17,000 cash, not sales, not payment plans promised to me, cash, in 5 days. 5 days. And I did it working way less. I think I did 2 live streams and no emails, no bunch of Facebook posts, no anything, just those 2 live streams. And people came out of the woodworks, people who were already in my circle. So your clients, they're already around you. One of them, she and I had met each other in person in London a few months before. And all these people were in my space. They already knew me. They were already in my community. But they could not pay me or work with me or invest in themselves through me or be blessed by the divine through me because I was not being the 10.0 version of myself. The moment I made that shift, the money came. The clients who were already there started to notice me. They started to see me. They started to say yes to themselves through me and through to the divine through my work. And from there, I just kept growing, having 60K months while working 10 hours a week. And it's not about me because I think so many times in the industry, we listen to entrepreneurs talk about how much money they made. Guys, my clients go from hustling to book one-on-one clients to seeing clearly, vividly how when they have the 2-day workshop, it equals $50,000 cash for 2 days of work. My clients go from having the 5-figure business that tanked and having no money to then making half of their monthly income in a day after one call. Okay? My clients go from thinking, well, I need to sell my course for $27 and, hopefully people buy. And it's like a big robust course. To having a multi-millionaire who they thought would have been a mentor to them say, yes, I want to be your client. And these things happen because what I know I'm called to do is to help you to remember who you are. What I know I'm called to do is to wake you up and bring you to the place where you're able to see that You need to stop watching what other people think, and it's time to step into your soul aligned business. It's time to become you 10.0. If you are not fully fulfilled and financially sustained, you're not living at the fullest yet. There's still more to do. And it's not about not being enough. It's about being all of who you are, because that is more than enough. And it doesn't mean that you need new photo shoots, new websites, because most times people think the first thing they go, they're like, oh, I need to make my website over. You are enough. Right? Let me see here. Amy saying, Naomi says, yes and yes, love it. Amy says, totally booked flights to New York City this morning. I'm stepping up and stepping out. You go, girl. Your internet is a little, oh, but don't worry. You can always catch this part back in the replay. And what were you selling and what was the price point for that 17K in a few days? So what I saw was one one-on-one package and one intensive. Simple as that. Simple as that. So my package at that time was $10,000 for my one-on-one. Now my package is $10,000 a month for my one-on-one. Right? But it's not about the price point, because this is, if you think it's about the price point that the person charge or that you need to charge, you missed the point a little bit, Amy. The thing is, when you are in your soul aligned business and when you have your soul aligned process, which is what we talked about in the beginning of this live stream, when you have that, and what we're talking about tomorrow, your divine spiritual gifts that no one else has, we talk about all guys, we have 3 more days. We're just getting started with the challenge. But when you have these things in place, the people who are aligned to you and assigned to you come out of the woodwork to support your work, to grow through your work. And I'll give you an example. One of my friends, one of my mastermind sisters, we've literally been hand in hand on our paths together since 2016. And recently she sold a course. This is somebody who her packages are like mine. Things like her package is like $20,000, or more, I think by now. But we're selling at the same kind of high level prices. And she was called in her next chapter, in this new chapter, to offer a course for $97. And she had 200 people sign up in a week, and her list is not that is huge. Her social media, her Instagram is smaller than mine, right? And she had 200 people sign up for her $97 offer, which is around $20,000, I think. Is that correct? 200, 0, 20? Yeah. Why did that happen? Why did she have $20,000 cash coming from a few days? Why? Because it was her soul aligned next step. Her soul aligned next step. So it's not about the price points that you charge, right? It's about the soul aligned next step. Because I said this in if you look on my Facebook page, you'll see the video that I pinned about how my client and her 50K month from 2 days of work. In that video, I actually said something that I think is a powerful phrase, and I want to repeat it here. Your soul's path will never leave you without food on the table. Ever. Ever. I am here and I'm showing up for you guys, and I know I'm taken care of. I know I expect to be provided for in overflow. And it's the same with you, because what you're doing here, you're touching souls. So imagine this. If I have guardian angels assigned to me, you have guardian angels. There are 5 of you watching live now, and I know a whole bunch of others of you, hundreds of you watching this as a recording, and those of you who will see this as a part of the course in the future, the thousands of you that will see this. Hello, beautiful souls who are listening. But imagine all these thousands of angels assigned to these thousands of souls. Do you really think I'm not going to be taken care of? Thousands of angels are now working towards my goal, because my goal is of service to your goal. When I show up in this way, Tiffany, you have no choice but to be accountable to show up. Amy, you have no choice but to be accountable to show up. Noemi, you have no choice but to be accountable and to show up. The rest of you who haven't dropped your name in the comments yet, you have no choice but to show up. You are now accountable. You have to show up. Because your soul you are crying, praying, saying, why is it that this can't happen for me? Why is it that I can't get to have that? That's not fair. I want that too. Why is it, when will I get to have this? Oh my gosh, I'm so confused. Oh my gosh, all these things that you've been saying the past few days and the past few weeks, which I know you've been saying, because I hear you while I sleep. I hear you in my dreams. Like, seriously, guys, y'all need to show up so that I can like not hear you anymore in my dreams. But when you have been saying all these things, this is the answer to the prayer. It's like my dad always tells me this story about this guy who, he's in this boat, right? And I know, like, we talked about the topic for today. We're like really just diving into just some real heart to heart with you guys. But my dad always tells me this story about this guy who is out on his boat in the sea, right? And the boat sinks. Something bad happens and the boat starts to sink, and he's like swimming around and he's like drowning. He's drowning and he's like, God send help. God send help. And then God sends like somebody on a little water scooter, like, hey man, are you okay? Do you need some help? And the guy's like, no, I'm waiting for God to help me. I'm drowning. God help me. Dude on the water, are you sure? No, I'm waiting for God. It's fine. What? Then somebody comes on a bigger boat. Is like, hey man, do you need a life raft? Can I help you? You look like you're drowning. You look like you're struggling. And dude's like, no, it's fine. I'm waiting for God. Honey, your prayer's been answered. Just saying. Amy's like, support and offerings come at me from everywhere and being gratefully received. The moment I said I'm going, of course. Please, guys, I want you to see this. For Amy. Amy came on this live stream in this challenge yesterday. A decision, and first of all, I kicked her ass yesterday. And since yesterday, things have already started changing in her lives. Now she's going to summits and she's going to New York and all these things that happened just since yesterday. From a free challenge. What? Amy says, I have to be at those end of summits. I knew I had to get those rooms, and I will be shifted the shitty I want doesn't get story. That is my parents' story, not mine. Of course. Yeah. You have to shift that. And there's actually more too, which is good, because one of the things, like when you come and join us in Magnetism Unleashed, Amy, that's one of the things that we'll look at. We'll look at that story as well as the rest of the stories, because if it's coming in through your business in this way of what you want, you don't get, it's happening in every area of your life. It's happening in the bedroom. It's happening with your health. It's happening in your finances, with friends. It's happening all around. And so we have to change that dynamic and erase it completely so that you are fully able to step into not peace. Because imagine if you dipped your toe in the water since yesterday just through this challenge, and crazy shit's already happening. Like opportunities are like flocking to you, like avalanches of love and opportunities are flowing to you, right? And that's just from this live stream, this challenge. So the next step is, you know what you need to do. You know what the next step is. All right. So speaking of the next step, so those of you here, you've watched this live stream. I know it's resonated with you because you're still watching. If it wasn't in alignment, if your soul wasn't called to hear this message, you'd be like, peace out, you'd be gone already. And so I wanna say to you, to your soul, there's nothing to be afraid of. Will it be scary? Hell yes. Will you feel like you want to have diarrhea? I know that sounds very graphic, but I'm telling you, when I was stepping into my path, guys, I had feelings of diarrhea. I wanted to throw up. I was like, oh my God. I was like, can I do it? Should I do it? Like, oh, my heart, oh, like all these feelings. And it's just your subconscious's way of trying to stay safe. It's your subconscious's way of saying, no, I don't want to be, oh my God, I don't want to be famous, but yes I do, but no I don't. Oh my God, yes I do, but no I don't. It's your subconscious way of saying, no, don't get rich. No. Well, yes, you want it. I want it. No. It's like that's what's going on in your subconscious, in your mind right now, and in your heart and your soul. And it's safe and it's okay for you to say, fear, I acknowledge you. Subconscious mind, I see you. I have compassion for you. But my soul is big, and my soul wants to live, and my soul wants to shine and thrive and experience life. And if you are ready to shine and thrive and experience life, and not just dip your toe into your next chapter, but to be submerged in a community and have the support, spiritual, like mental, emotional, all the support that you need to fully make this transition, I want to invite you to join me for Magnetism Unleashed. I was very comfortable coaching my one-on-one clients, my 3 to 5 one-on-one clients a month. Beautiful, beautiful life. But I got the kick in my ass to show up and give this work to more people. And if I hadn't said yes to myself and my soul's calling to do this work now with you guys, Amy, you would not be going to New York. You would not have booked that ticket. Tiffany, all the thoughts that you had yesterday about like, oh my God, but what if I can do this? Those wouldn't have come to you. Noemi, you wouldn't be on this live stream. You would not be on this live stream. You probably would be binging on some YouTube videos or on some shows or something. And the rest of you watching the replay as well. You know you wouldn't be here right now. And so my soul was called to show up for you, and I want you to know that I'm here to hold space for you in Magnetism Unleashed. This program is my way of blessing catalysts, world changers, future icons, future legends, legends in the making, just like you. And if you know in your heart you feel called, if something in this resonates with you and you feel it, like if you feel that nudge, like, oh my gosh, I want to invite you to sign up for Magnetism Unleashed. Message me and I can get you to sign up for Magnetism Unleashed. The program, we start now. Once you sign up, immediately you receive the welcome packet, which is what helps me to study you, because I don't do one size fits all. When you come into my work, when you come into this program, I will be channeling for you so you see even clearer beyond just the outline of what your vision is, beyond just what you learn from courses and programs, but what is your divine process that only you do? What are your divine gifts? Just like I sit here and I can read for you and I can know Amy what needs to happen, and I can know Amy what needs to happen, and Tiffany what needs to happen. It's the same. You have specific gifts that no one else has. No one else. And by you not knowing what those are, the world is done a great disservice, because how else is the world gonna get that gift if you don't give it to the world? And so if you are ready to learn what those gifts are, if you're ready to step out of fear, because you will be taking some scary actions. Just like I had to go and make those videos about all the things I was afraid to talk about, you're gonna have to do the things that are scary, because it's time for us to help you to make over yourself into who you really are, the you 10.0. Now, Magnetism Unleashed is not like any other program that you've ever been in. It's not a course. It's not a, I don't even know what to call it. It's making you, it's like a surgery. Like you become somebody new. You become who you're meant to be, who you've wanted to be. All along you've wanted to be this person. From the childhood version of yourself already knew that you wanted to be sexy, fierce, confident, fun, playful, woo, spiritual, like badass. Like your childhood self already knew that, and it's time to step into it fully. So Magnetism Unleashed is a 90-day transition. That's what it is. It is your 90-day transition. When you get into it between now and 90 days, new you. In fact, the first day is the new you, but like the full transition, 90-day transition. And we have not one call a week, not one call every 2 weeks, not one call a month. We have 2 coaching calls every week. Why do I do that? Because this allows you to stay in alignment with the resonance and the frequency of who you are. Imagine if you feel this way from this live stream. Imagine what would happen if you were placed in a frequency and a vortex and an environment like this twice a week, every week, whilst you are building out your soul aligned business, while you are touching the people, serving the people, selling the things, making the money, showing up, being who you're meant to be, who you're called to be. Your soul did not bring you here by chance. You're hearing these words because you're meant to hear these words. And so if you do sign up for Magnetism Unleashed, right now, the price is going to go up, by the way, but right now the investment for those of you who want to join, it's $2,500 paid in full, and you'll also get a bonus soul path reading from me, which means a one-on-one session. And like, you know, my one-on-one clients, they already paid 10 grand a month, and you'll get a session with me for free as a bonus, which is valid even more than actually what you're investing. If you see that, okay, maybe you're not able to invest at the pay in full rate right now, $250 times 12. 12 payments of $250, and you're in. You're ready to go. Bi-weekly payments. Because here's the thing. When people come into my work, they usually make their money back right away. Right away, okay? Like I shared earlier, my client who's a medical doctor, and within the first week, money was made back, and within 3 days after that, income was doubled. What they made was doubled, right? And that's not just that client. That's all my clients within the first month. I've had clients who, when they sign up for group programs with me, before the group even starts, just by what I say to them on a voice note, on Facebook Messenger, or on a call or whatever, before the program starts, they go and they book 2 new clients when they didn't have any before. 2 new clients. And that's because I can see intuitively what it is you're meant to do, who you're meant to serve, exactly how you're meant to do it. And I can also see what the beliefs are that are in your way. That's why for you, Amy, I could see that it was the fear. That's why for you, Tiffany, I could see that it was around the whole judgment piece. And once we know that, we can get straight to the core of it, get it out the way, we move forward so that it no longer holds you back. If you are ready to be a legend and an icon, I want to invite you to join Magnetism Unleashed. All you have to do is send me a message right here. Facebook, or type in the comments saying I'm in, or message me here on Facebook, or whatever. Message me. Send me a message. Say, I'm in, Chanel. I'm ready. And we can send you the link. You can sign up, whether you sign up paying full, $2,500, or you're on the payment plan, $250 every 2 weeks for 12 payments. Right? And as you sign up, immediately as your payment is processed, you receive your welcome packet in your email inbox. And you have 72 hours to fill that out, which most people fill out the same day because they're so excited, because their lives about to change forever for the better and for the best. And then you send that in to me, and we start on Monday. So do not wait until Monday. Do not wait. As a matter of fact, don't wait, because I'm going to raise the price as well. So don't wait. Message me today. Message me today and say, Chanel, I'm ready. And we can get the ball going for you. All right? So it's been amazing being on here with you guys. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about your gifts, your divine gifts. If you're in this challenge and you didn't actually sign up using my website, you need to go to my website and sign up, because the people who sign up, they actually get a bonus free gift as well. They get audios, videos, PDFs, good juicy stuff. There's also a PDF for today, which will be shared in the private members only Facebook group, but you can't get access to the Facebook group unless you signed up for the challenge through the link. So go to chanel.com and sign up for that. And if you want to be in Magnetism Unleashed, just send me a message and say, Chanel, I'm ready, and we can get you registered. All right, so sending you guys so much. Oh, before we go, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions at all? If you're watching the replay, you can ask your questions as well. Don't be shy, replay viewers. You can ask your questions too. All right, so if you have any questions, just type them in the chat. And for those of you who, when the questions come in, I'll be here during the replay time period to see what you're saying and answer your questions. And remember to watch all the videos as soon as you can, because I will be taking them down at the end as well, and they will be packaged up for sale, repurposed for sale. All right, guys, so sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed this live stream as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right, bye.